Alrighty, y'all. Hello. We're going to be looking at one of the most interesting Skoda cars I've ever seen. Well, is it even a car? Well, that's up for debate. It's called a Skoda Felicia Fun pickup. Now, we know a thing or two about pickups here in the U.S. It's definitely not a full-size truck, but it is what the Australians would call a ute, or what I called when I was little a car truck, like a Chevy El Camino, Ford Ranchero, something like that. We're talking about a car with like a pickup bed, right? So it's a car-based truck. But this one seems rather interesting. We're going to learn about it. We're going to take a look at some footage of it. These will all be linked down below. Make sure to check them out. And we're going to see what this thing's about. This looks hella different. just take a look. So a couple of these have music. I do have to mute. We don't want to get claimed for that. But here's the first look. First impressions. Whoa, this thing is yellow. Yellow is a very, very bright color, very polarizing sometimes. And, you know, some cars wear it well, some cars don't. Not a color you see every day necessarily. So that's my first impressions is, whoa. It looks like a regular Skoda back here. But I have to say, this wears yellow surprisingly well. And look at that. What the heck? I've just seen the thumbnail pictures, so that's why I knew it was yellow. And I am seeing the pickup bed, and it's just hilarious. I never knew Skoda made something like this. What the heck? What the hell is that? Oh. Wait, does this thing have yellow seats? And yellow gauges? And a yellow shifter? What? Now, look, I think by now you know that I absolutely have become a fan of Skoda. I love learning about different vehicles that we didn't have here in the U.S. So keep in mind, I really do like Skoda. I'm very fascinated with the brand. You know, I'll be honest still, though. I like the outside. Now, the inside, the yellow steering wheel and the yellow shifter, that is something I never thought I would see. I have seen colored gauges rarely. I mean, super rarely. There are a couple cars I've seen in the U.S. that have those. Like, famously, the Pontiac GTO from the early thousands. The gauges would match the exterior color. So if you had a purple GTO, you had purple gauges. If you had a red GTO, you had red gauges, right? And that was always a little bit controversial, right? But I never thought I'd see yellow gauges, especially the yellow wheel and the shifter. I don't think I've ever seen a yellow manual shifter in my life. That is, even the shifter boot is yellow. I'm not a fan of that. That is hilarious. It is cheesy, goofy. I mean, it kind of actually draws to appeal to the car. It is a very quirky car I'm seeing. But yeah, that is very weird. I feel like the yellow would just get so dirty, which it appears the shifter boot does look a little worn and dirty because it's yellow. But this, can we talk about this real quick? This has got to be aftermarket, right? How does this work? And this is from the 90s. This whole rear wall and rear window, look at how crisp that looks. It all just lifts out and locks in to the bed. And we have a seat that folds back. So this has a rear seat that's hidden away. And now you have an open air car truck ute thing. This is even wilder than I thought it was going to be. What is going on? I really do like it, though. I do like the look, the yellow works on this. I don't know why. It's just so unexpected. Look at that rear seat. What the hell? Love the bed. I mean, it's a cool little car, right? I love that it's named the Fun, right? I know they made a vehicle, like a regular vehicle, like a sedan or hatchback, whatever, the Skoda Felicia. The fun I've never heard of. I think that is what this is. The fun indicates that it's the pickup version or the yellow version. I'm not sure, but I love that name. Like, this is fun. I'm having fun watching it. So I guess they named it correctly. The front end is pretty cool on this thing. I like how it's got like a built-in kind of bull bar aesthetic, right? In front here, you have the big logo for the time anyway. And it's just good looking. I mean, for the 90s too, this is a modern video. This thing is in great shape. So it's been well kept, which is good to see. But I really do like it. I love weird vehicles, and this is certainly weird. Here's some more from Skoda themselves. And this is indeed a totally different vehicle than the one we saw before. And look at that. The rear does actually fold out. I'll be honest, I've never heard of something like that. I mean, the only vehicles I've even heard of, from the factory that you can kind of modify like that, right, where you're moving body panels and stuff, is the Jeeps, right? Like Jeep Wranglers. Everyone knows you can remove the top, you can take part of the top off, you can take the front doors off, the rear doors off, what have you. I've always thought that was cool, right? But I'm trying to think. I've never heard of a car in my life, I don't think, where you can fold back a section of the car. Like, this is actually freaky stuff. It's super cool. And it must be factory. What the hell? I love it. I love it. It does look cool. It's even got yellow. Did it have yellow wheels too? Did I not notice that? Because that's why. Because this is factory. The other one had aftermarket wheels. These must be the factory ones, and they're freaking yellow, of course. Of course they are. Is the engine yellow too? Is the muffler yellow? This thing has been restored. That's pretty cool. Dang, this guy is fully embracing the yellow shirt, yellow gloves. You know what? Good for this guy, though. That is a fun vehicle. That looks like a fun vehicle to cruise around on the weekend. You can pick up some stuff in the bed as well. What a fun car, man. And then we have footage of this one that was from an auction. I wonder how much it went for. It does have the yellow wheels, indeed. This one has a topper on it. So, there you go. That's absolutely hilarious. I mean, look at it. It's kind of cooler. You can put the topper on, and it still folds the rear seats out, so you actually have an enclosed cabin now. What an interesting vehicle. So versatile, man. It's even got the yellow license plate on this one. Dude, this is such an interesting vehicle. This one's right-hand drive. This must be the UK, yeah? It's gotta be. Yes, because they use yellow plates in the rear and white in the front. I think that's correct. Wow. The yellow shifter. I just can't get over that. And this is the logo. Okay, I thought that guy had a sticker, like a, just a custom decal on the side. He didn't. This other one had that logo too. It's like what is this, like a frog? Or a toad with a crown? That was on the side of the car on the, what would it be? Like the B-pillar, right? And then it's on the seats. Wow. Does anyone want to weigh in on what that is? Maybe that's the logo just for this vehicle. Maybe that's a logo for some series of vehicles they had in the 90s, like that trim level or something. I don't know. Kind of interesting. Those yellow gauges, man. That's different. That rear seat is so cool, though. Like, what a neat idea, right? I can't get over that. And did they have the wood inlays on the bed stock? Or did everyone is that the style? Did people do that aftermarket? Everyone we've seen, though, does have the wood inlet. This is just a fascinating freaking vehicle. Okay, so we've confirmed. We have confirmed now. The engine is not yellow. I'm shocked. I'm shocked, honestly. That would have been the final touch. A yellow engine would have just, let's be real, that would have been too much. But, kidding aside, this is very interesting. Here. Get a little bit of a drive. Look at this thing. Oh my God, look at that going down the road. What a bright ray of sunshine that thing is in the winter. I mean, this is clearly winter time, right? We see the snow. We see that kind of wintry look to the sky and stuff. Wow, does that shine bright, huh? Okay, so I found something interesting on the web. They made, for the regular Skoda Felicias, they made 1.4 million of those, around 95 to 2,000 we're talking, right? Well, the yellow Felicia Funds, they only made 4,016 examples. 4,000 out of 1.4 million. These things are hella rare. I was not aware of this. I just thought it was like a really interesting model that didn't know that existed, but no, this is actually really rare. So if anyone in the comments has seen this in person, I would love to hear where you saw it. Like, this is not a vehicle you see every day. You may see Skodas a lot, but you're not going to see this a lot. Do these go for good money? I mean, maybe I'll check that out. I also think it's funny looking at these old ads or just promo photos from Skoda. Like, look at that. It just makes it look so fun, right? I mean, it's just a fitting name. You know, it really is. Bye, Felicia. Oh, that's good. But yes, this was factory. As you can see, these, brochures, fun for two, fold out for more. Like, what the heck? I can't believe this thing exists. It's so cool. It looks like they even had some sort of topper you could put on there. Like, this is just a wild vehicle. Skoda just seems very interesting, very unique, and very innovative on a lot of vehicles. It's really something cool to see. So I guess that's going to be it for this one. That was a wild ride, let me tell you. That is one of the most interesting cars I have seen in a long time. Like, learning about cars around the world that, especially ones I'm not used to or ones that I've never seen on the streets over here, is always a pleasant experience and always fascinating. But this one really hits different. I mean, that vehicle is just bizarre in the best way. I want one. I would totally take one of those. But I imagine these fetch some decent dollars, especially when they're in good shape. I know it's partly because I'm in the U.S. and I don't really know what sites to look at. I couldn't really find any for sale, so I don't know how much these go for. I would love to hear if you know a little bit in the ballpark of how much these go for. I imagine they go for good money. Not crazy money, not like $100,000 or something, but I'm sure they pull decent money compared to a normal, just run-of-the-mill, 90s Skoda Felicia, right? So anyway, I don't know. I would love to hear your stories about these down in the comments. Really cool practical features on this thing. The yellow was just a crazy thing they did, and it's very interesting to hear that that's really like the only color it came in. Gotta love the name of the thing too. Fun. Keep up your awesome suggestions on weird vehicles and just car culture stuff like this from across the world. 4,000 of these things. So I just can't believe it. These were rare even throughout Europe. I'd be willing to bet there is definitely not even one of these in North America. Throw a like on there if you enjoyed this, maybe learned a thing or two about this thing, and of course subscribe to be part of this amazing community we really do have here. And appreciate you guys. Everything's been going really well lately. Keep it up. We do have channel memberships as well, so make sure to click the join button and you can see what that's all about, because I will see you in the next one. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker, and until next time, catch you later.